Hi, welcome to Fanboy and Critic, our show where we go watch new movies out in theaters and give you a review, both the good and the bad.
I'm Joel Ortiz, and I'll be your fanboy.
And I'm Sam McClure, I'll be your critic. This week on Fanboy and Critic, we went to go see the newest Predator movie, just called The Predator. And it's directed by Shane Black, starring Olivia Munn, Boyd Holbrook, Sterling K. Brown, Trevante Rhodes, Keegan-Michael Key, and Thomas Jane. Those are the most... Oh, Alfie Allen as well. Those are the most notable. There's a lot of stars in this movie. If you don't know what The Predator is about alien species that basically comes and hunts people for sport. So Jay, I love Shane Black. Most of his movies are pretty amazing in my opinion. But what did you think he did well in this movie? What did you think he did badly, poorly?
I think he did a really good job in making it feel like a Predator movie. I mean, from the opening scene, guess what? It's a ship that crash landed on Earth. And that's pretty much how every Predator movie pretty much is. I was pretty impressed with The Ultimate Predator. I mean, they did a lot more things that all the other Predators couldn't do. And it was way bigger, way more advanced. The story was so-so. I mean, it was pretty interesting. They kind of go into why the Predators are doing what they're doing on Earth. And it was a lot more interesting. It wasn't just for sport or hunt this time. They were actually trying to save humanity, which is kind of opposite of what the other Predators were doing. But other than that, I think the characters really sucked. I mean, I never got sucked into any of the characters. I was not attached to any of the characters, and then that's what kind of ruined the movie for me. But the Predators were awesome, and that's what I came to see, so I enjoyed that.
Yeah, this was an interesting movie. Not at all like any other Shane Black movies, which is kind of... I feel like was it not what I was expecting. First of all, every Shane Black movie ever always takes place at Christmas time. This movie took place during Halloween. It wasn't written really anything like any Shane Black movie. It was very much a big blockbuster movie. But he's already had one of those. He did Iron Man 3, and it didn't play like a big blockbuster action movie. It played like a Shane Black movie that had a bigger budget. This played just like anybody could have directed it, to be honest. Yeah. There was no Shane Black flair to it at all. You know, as Predator movies go, I think it was a Predator movie. But you're right, the characters really didn't get very much going. Yeah. They took the first quarter of the movie, I guess, just to intro all these characters. There's a much better way to do that. There's more streamlined ways of doing it. And I think it came down to, like, just the construction of it was very jumpy and...
Definitely.
Like, disjointed. Like... You could tell that they had a movie, they wrote it, and they filmed it all the way through, and they're like, okay, this is a movie, and they got into the edit bay, and they're like, this is like 3.5 hours long, we gotta just start, like, and so there's so much missing that we, as an audience, they're not important things, but they're just, like, very disorienting when we're like, oh, how did we get here? Okay, they're just here now with a different car that we don't know how they got, like, it just, so much of it leaves a lot of questions, and it's not... They're not necessarily important questions to the movie, but they just bring you out of it, and it's very disjointed. It doesn't flow well. You know what? I'll say it like this. The actors did a good job, but their characters really had very little personality from the writing standpoint.
Spot on, yeah, I agree.
Olivia Munn is arguably your biggest star, and she had almost nothing to do. Her entire intro scene, she wasn't even allowed to speak. She didn't speak, she just looked at things. And then they bring it back to like a second more like, this is really her intro scene, but all she did was say, what is this? And then men just mansplained everything to her, even though they're bringing her in to be the expert. And then the next scene, they're like, okay, take your top off. Why don't you go ahead and convince the critics out there why they need to see like a toned down Shane Black / Predator movie.
Critics, you want to go see this movie because you've already seen the other Predators and you've seen the trailer. You finally get to see the Ultimate Predator and what it's actually all about. So go check it out. I think it's worth watching.
Fanboys, I feel like if you really want to see a Predator movie, this could work. This is a new Predator movie. It pretty much harkens back to the original. A little bit different, a little bit more updated. The special effects are updated and everything. But I still, honestly, I would rather go and watch the original with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think you should go do that again. Honestly, I think it's much more interesting.
I'm gonna say I liked it. Like I said, I mean, like you said, it's a Predator movie, so you know what to expect from it. There's going to be awesome kill scenes, and there's going to be awesome predators. And like I said, they bring out one of the best predators I've seen on screen, and that's why I liked it.
All right, for me, this is just like why. Like, it wasn't a terrible movie. It was what it was for a Predator movie, but you know, we already have one of those that is exactly the same, only classic. This was just kind of felt like a money grab because they're like, we have this franchise, we're gonna make another one.
Definitely.
And we're gonna make people go watch it. But it didn't feel like it brought anything to the franchise at all. Alright, fanboys and critics, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Alright, make sure to check us out next time for another Marvel/Sony movie, Venom.
And we'll see you for our next review. Olivia Munn was hot. But I mean, other than that,
They made sure to get her naked.
Yeah,
Even though
twice.
it's not like...